Dustin, congratulations. Obviously not a title fight, but still a pretty big one, right? So talk about the fear right now and just kind of where this ranks as a career moment for you.
It's definitely, it's up there. Beating Max, getting that interim belt, knocking out Conor on a pay-per-view main event. It's up there for sure. I'm happy, man.
All the discussion kind of coming into this was like about your mental check, and it wasn't going to be a difficult mental battle versus necessarily just, tactics and that sort of things. Was this a tough mental test to get in there that first minute and put all that behind?
I wasn't even thinking about the first fight, honestly. But every fight's a mental test. This stuff is scary, and you have anxiety in the locker room and the week of the fight. More so this one, man. Like training camp, all that stuff, it gets blocked out. That's all noise to me. But this freaking thing, dude, I'm sitting in a hotel for 2 weeks on Fight Island with nothing to do but think about the fight. It's but like Conor said, I've got a lot of experience in this game, and like I've said, I just don't care anymore what anyone thinks. So it's whatever.
You used the wrestling early, which we thought would probably be a big factor, but ended up getting it done on the feet. So was the game plan to use more wrestling, or did you think you'd be able to just outstrike them?
The game plan was to not be heavy on my feet and throw power shots and box early. The game plan was to kick and wrestle and box, to mix it up and make it a mixed martial arts fight, to kick inside, to kick outside. Mike Brown was real big on me throwing calf kicks this fight, really big on it, really wanted me to, and it worked, man. We compromised his leg, and he was in a bad position early, just from the repeated leg kicks. Even when he started checking, he wasn't contacting with the shin. He wasn't, like a small rotation more, I would have been paying for those kicks, but I was still getting the muscle of his leg, and that part of your leg and muscle is so small and thin that you can't take many shots there, after the second leg kick, I knew he was hurting.
Dana was here a little bit earlier, so he spoke to Khabib. It doesn't look like Khabib's going to come back right now. Are you okay with that? And if so, it seems like, Chandler would probably be the fight for the title, you and him. Does that make sense to you?
No, it does not. Respect to Chandler, great win over a guy. But to come in and beat a guy I just beat and get a title shot, dude, I've been in, 28 fights in the UFC, trying to, everything, fighting the toughest of the toughest guys to get my hands on gold. He should fight Charles Oliveira or something. Let Chandler and Charles Oliveira go at it. That doesn't really interest me at this point. I'm going to sell hot sauce if that's the case.
Last thing for me, I guess they were saying on the broadcast, did you went over to Cormier and the broadcast, he said, I don't even like this, I don't like this anymore. What was that about?
I just felt like in the locker room, I just felt flat. I'm damn good at it, but I just, felt flat, and I just felt like really calm, and I don't know. It's hard to put into to say, but that's it exactly. I don't really like this anymore. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not, dude. I got so many ass whippings left to hand out. I feel like I'm just hitting my prime, right? And just putting everything together. My body and my mind are finally on the same wavelength, and just turned 32 this week. We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. Only part I liked was the fight this whole last 2 weeks. So I don't know if that answers a question or draws more questions, but I didn't enjoy the process these last 2 weeks. The only part I liked was fighting.
You mentioned that a fight with Michael Chandler doesn't really interest you at the moment. What does interest you? Would you rather just do a rematch with Conor? Would you like to look elsewhere? What does interest you?
A rematch with Conor interests me. Always wanted to whip Nate Diaz's ass. That interests me. In fighting, that's about, I'm sure something will make sense, but just right now, I don't know. Me and Conor are 1-1. Nate Diaz got away and likes to talk a lot of shit online. But I just got to go back home, we'll see.
Do you think there is something to Conor's thing about inactivity hurting him?
Possible. Everybody's different. I've seen guys that not affect, and ring rust is real if you allow it to be. I just assumed it wouldn't be for Conor. That's how I approached this fight, because I thought he was in in Portugal, and he has a training camp going built around him. He's putting in the work every day, so I think you would be sharp and your timing would be good. When the like real life timing of a fight, I feel like I get that in training camps. So I don't think ring rust would be a thing for me unless it's mental. Like a mental worrying about performing again, maybe. I don't know. To each his own, I guess.
And last thing for me, a lot of it was made of your durability at 155 versus 145. You took the shot from at 145, it finished you, but tonight you took a few shots. Did any of them hurt you, phase you at all, or did you feel like you could take them quite comfortably?
No, he hurt me. He hurt me with the left hand. My legs, and nothing went, but he flashed me good. And if he would have pressured and I would have got hit again, I think I would have been really hurt.
And you already talked about Chandler, that he doesn't deserve because he just got...
Yeah, and it's not even my position to be. I just been putting in work. That's why I'm sitting here feeling like I can talk about it, because I've been in the division, in the UFC for a long time, fighting the best of the best of the best. No disrespect to him. Seems like a good husband, a good father, speaks well, has a lot of respect, carries himself very well. Nothing but respect for him. It's not a knock against him. It's just my feelings towards the division and the sport. You know what I mean? I feel like I lost to Khabib. I came out and put on a fight of the year for you guys. I got my hand raised against a top 5 opponent after that. Then I come in here and Khabib doesn't want to come back. And I knock out, one of the biggest fights you can get. I knocked this guy out too. Khabib reiterates he doesn't want to fight anymore. Dude, I'm the champ. I'm not going to fight some, and like I said, respect to Chandler. Fight a new guy to the UFC who just beat a guy who's coming off a loss that I just beat for the belt. That's not exciting to me.
And what would you say about, what would you say about Oliveira, which has
I think he has more, because I've been watching that guy for 10 years in the UFC, 2 different weight classes. He's fought the best of the best, over and over again. And he's been knocked down and got up time and time again. He's proven himself, and he's proven what mixed martial arts and what perseverance and what believing in yourself is. I respect that. Not that I don't respect Michael Chandler. I just think there's more work for him to do to come in here and beat a guy that I just beat.
And last one for me. We are always talking about how different you are 6 years after the first fight. What would you say about Conor? Did you saw any difference inside the octagon of the first Conor from this one?
I felt, that first one was so long ago, but I felt maybe that's just my growth too. I felt his presence less, like his aura less. I just saw another fighter tonight. I think that first time I was kind of deer in the headlights, you can say. This time I was just fighting another man who bleeds just like me, and I knew that.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.